What's up, everybody? It's Ricky Carruth, and welcome to this week's show, Ask Ricky Live, episode number 24. This is a live real estate Q&A where I tell you like it is. And this week we're going to talk about we're talking about stop overthinking everything. So if you guys have any questions for me, please type it in below, and I'll get to those after I go on my little rant here. But the reason I wanted to do this show about overthinking everything is because, you know, I basically, as a brand new coach and a longtime real estate agent, you know, I give my clients what I feel like they need, or what they're telling me that they want, or how I can help them. So today, what it all boils down to is the fact that I'm getting so many questions from agents in the coaching group and in just the general group. Just little questions. And, you know, when you're a new agent, you don't know what you don't know. So you have to ask the questions. No question is a dumb question. Ask every single question that comes to mind. Learn every single thing you can, of course. You know, that's a whole nother topic. But what I wanted to drive home today was just the fact that I think a lot of you are really just overthinking everything. You know, you're wanting everything to be just perfect before you take action and really dive in and commit. And that's just not the way to succeed. You're holding yourself back. 90%, 80 to 90% of real estate is mental. It's how you view things. It's your mindset. And I believe that, you know, when you have these little things, you're overthinking, you know, you want everything to be so perfect. It's just, in a form, it's an excuse, right? So things that people are asking me is stuff like, you know, do I call people that are on the do not call list? You know, because RedX will label some of the people that they find, some of the phone numbers, as DNC, do not call list. So, you know, I have agents asking me if I call those people. I have people worried about calling the same person again, calling the same person twice. Like they looked up phone numbers, they called a list of people, and now they're going to call a second list, you know, or maybe that, you know, same list, maybe that one of the people, 2 or 3 of the owners in that first call session also has another property, have multiple properties, and they're worried that they might call the same person again. Right? That's another question I get quite often. Another one is when you're finding your list and you're making your calls, people are asking me about, you know, making sure that, or how to make sure that the owners aren't listed with another agency, which is a legitimate concern. All of these are legitimate questions. There's no such thing as a dumb question, but my point is you can't overthink it, right? I mean, think about it for a second, but then just take action. Don't worry about, you know, what's going to happen. We're going to get into that in a minute. I've got a lot of people that, you know, they really do. They ask me, they come to me, they say, you know, and they tell me they know what their problem is. They say, you know, I know what to do. I've been listening to everything you say. I know exactly what to do, but I'm just holding myself back because I'm wanting everything to be so perfect. I'm wanting to have all the information. I'm wanting to know everything before I make the calls. I'm wanting to this and I'm wanting to that. And it's just excuses, you know, and maybe it could be on a subconscious level that you're actually scared to make calls. You're scared to talk to new people. There could be all kinds of, you know, emotions underneath what you're actually saying that's holding you back. Like they're worried about what people are going to say. You know, like a lot of people making cold calls, if they've never made cold calls before, they're worried about how people are going to react, what they're going to say, how, you know, if they're going to be mean, if they're going to hang up and stuff like that. So if you're watching the agents in the coaching group, they're posting their results. They're saying they made this many calls, talked to this many people, got this many emails. And I've even had a couple of people start putting another category of, I had this many people hang up or say no. I love that part of the category because that tells me that you're pushing through rejection and you're not worried. You're taking action. You're not overthinking everything. And what happens is yeah, you're going to get some hang-ups, but you got 4 or 5 emails and you got somebody who said they might sell in the next couple months, or you found somebody that might, you know, want to buy. So all of these things add up to the fact that you can't overthink things. You know, I've always been the kind of person, my motto has always been that I don't really care in terms of worrying about what other people think or worrying about exactly what my results are going to be, or that if I know every little thing about the property I'm calling about, I've never worried about that. I just take action. Because here's the thing, guys, about phone calls. Nothing bad can come out of it, right? And when you're making them and making the connections and talking to people, you never know what's going to happen. There's a lot of people in the coaching group that are posting different things. And one thing I saw the other day was one of my coaching students said that she, called, and then I forgot exactly how it went, but the bottom line was that she called about a house, and then she ended up dealing with those clients on a different property. You never know what's going to happen. I've made calls and I've made calls to call condo owners on the beach, and I ended up selling commercial property in Foley, commercial property in Escambia County. You never know once you make the connection where that connection is going to lead. That connection could refer somebody to you in 3 years that buys an apartment complex, or buys $1 million house, or they might buy something for 60 grand and then 4 years later sell it and buy something for 500,000. You have to plant the seeds, and you can't overthink it. You just have to do it. You're going to have rejection. You're going to have problems. Now, let's talk about this for a second. A lot of you agents are worried about getting caught in situations. Like you're worried about if you call, then the person's on the do not call list and they say something like, "Where'd you get my number?" Or, "Did you know I'm on the do not call list?" Or, "Yeah, my property is listed with another agency. Why are you calling me?" Or, "Do you know what sold in the past 6 months?" There's all kinds of questions that you're worried about them asking you that might throw you off, and you don't know what to say. Let me just go on record to say that you're going to be in those kind of situations regardless of how well you prepare yourself, right? You can study everything about the property. You can know everything about the people you're calling. You can know, everything that you think you need to know to prepare for that call, and you're still going to run into situations where people throw you off and put you into they catch you off guard and ask you something you weren't quite ready for, and you're going to get caught, right? And so be prepared for those kind of situations. Be prepared to, what I like to call, slide through those kind of situations. If I'm calling, a list of property owners, and I run into a property owner that I called yesterday, I didn't know they were on the list today, but I called them again. They're like, "Hey, yeah, I talked to you yesterday." Yeah. I talked to you yesterday. How you doing? I just wanted to follow up. Maybe if it was something like that. Or you could even go as far as saying, "Yeah, I didn't realize you had 2 properties." You could even say, "Yeah, I made a mistake," or whatever. It's not necessarily what you say. It's how you say it, your confidence. You just have to be confident in these kind of situations. It's like if you call an owner and they're listed with another agency and they say, "Yeah, I'm listed with so-and-so down the road. You didn't see that on MLS?" "Oh, yeah, no, I missed it somehow, but you're in good hands with that agent. I'm going to send your property out to a couple of buyers of mine right now and see if I can't get something going for you." Something like that. It doesn't, you're going to get caught in situations. I don't want you to overthink or worry about, because it's always going to happen regardless of how good you are. It's kind of a thing where you wing it. I mean, you're never going to know everything. And so to a certain degree, you have to wing it. And then, if there's something that you didn't know, there's always going to be something you don't know. You can always tell them, "I'll call you right back." Find the answer as quick as you can. Get right back to them as fast as you can. So I'm just getting a lot of questions from agents, and I love the questions. I want you to continue asking the questions, but I don't want you guys to overthink every situation and hold yourself back from moving forward by taking action and do what you know you're supposed to do. This is a contact sport. You got to call as many people as you can call at all times. You have to get to know people. There's no way you can sell property without getting to know people. The common denominator between all closings is a conversation. So it's your job to have as many conversations as you can. So basically, don't overthink anything because it's just not worth it. You're wasting time. Let's see here. I got a little something going on Instagram. I don't know what that's talking about. Anyway, Robert Smith says, great thoughts. Don't ever think it. Just do it. Actually, I'll call Robert Smith out. He's the one of the ones that told me that he is he wants everything to be so perfect that he doesn't take the action or the level of action that he needs to succeed on the level he wants to succeed at. Do not overthink it. There's always going to be pitfalls, problems, rejection. You're going to get caught off guard. Don't worry about it. When those situations come up, slide right past it. A lot of people say, what do you say whenever they ask you where you got their phone number from? A lot of people want to make that like the focal point of the call, right? They think that that's just, you have to really say something really slick, really smart right there. But that's not true. You just say very quickly, nonchalantly, I found it online, but like I was saying, there's a property right down the road that sold just like yours. I didn't know if there's anything I could do to help you. Right? You just go right back into your spiel. You just slide right past situations and go right to the actual meat of the conversation that you're trying to have and get where you want to go, which is, hey, do you have an agent? I would love to stay in touch with you forever and be your guy or girl if you ever decide to buy or sell anything. What's up, guys? Let me know if you guys have any questions. I'm just, I showed property all morning to a buyers for a second time. Showed property to the same buyers yesterday. Then I helped a client move a couch at lunch, which was very exciting. I went to the office and grinded out there for about 2 or 3 hours. And tomorrow I'm going to make calls. Hello, hello. Okay, somebody said no audio. Will Gilliam. Everybody else can hear me fine. So maybe it's on your end. Maybe turn your volume up. Anyway, tomorrow, guys, I'm going to make live cold calls for the ZTD coaching members. I'm really excited about it. I have 2 buildings that I need to call because an agent in my office has 2 buyers for these specific complexes. So I'm super excited. I'm going to go live from the ZTD private coaching Facebook group. So everybody that's a coaching member can watch me make these calls tomorrow. It's going to be super. I'm excited. So tomorrow is going to be my calls, and I have a lot of follow-up stuff to do. And by the way, guys, 2 days ago, I sold $1 million in property, put $1 million under contract, 2 $500,000 deals. That was very exciting because if you guys haven't been following me too long, I had 12 closings in September. Most of them are next week, by the way. I'm going to close $2.5 million next week, but I had 0 closings for October lined up. So that was kind of weird because I haven't had that situation in a long time. So I've just been maintaining my composure, right? As a seasoned agent, you'll learn that you're going to have ups and downs, and you can't let the downs get to you. You just got to keep your head down, keep working hard, and keep having the faith that good things are going to happen as long as you're doing everything you can do. So that's what I did. I just kept positivity, kept moving forward, didn't look back, and now I've got 3 set up for October, and I'm working on some others. So actually I'm starting to get excited about October. It's going to be, let's see, October will be my 10th. I'm going to make $100,000 in October. It'll be my 10th $100,000 month in a row. If anybody can add 100,000 times 10, and this is January was my first month ever to do 100,000 in a month, but I've done it every month since while being a coach. So this has been an exciting year, to say the least. I'm getting married next month in October. I wrote 2 books earlier this year for real estate agents, opened up a coaching company. It's been exciting. Been having a lot of fun. David says, paralysis and by analysis, my issue for a long time, trying to make everything perfect. Now I'm starting to just do it, and we'll make the adjustments along the way. Absolutely, guys. A lot of you are worried that you're not good enough. You don't have the skills to get on the phone and talk to people. But it's a chicken and egg thing. You have to get on the phone and talk to people in order to get better at doing it. You just have to do it, and over time, you're going to figure out what words work the best and what tone works the best, and how you'll learn how to mold yourself into whatever you need to make the person you're talking to feel comfortable. It's all about making people feel comfortable. If you're nervous inside, they're going to hear that over the phone, and they're going to be turned off. Now, how do you not be nervous? You can't. It still happens to me. But the more practice you have, the better you get at hiding the nervousness. And then once you start a call session, after about 2 or 3 calls into it, your nervousness level goes down lower and lower. So what's up, everybody? I see you. John says, found out one of my clients bought a home without me. We were under contract, but the deal fell through, I guess is what he's saying. Tell us more about that, John. And also, guys, comment below what's holding you back. What are you overthinking? What's your excuse? What's holding you back from taking that action? Why are you not doing the things that you need to do every day to succeed? I'm trying to give it to you guys on a silver platter for exactly how to get where I'm at. 7-figure a year, 100 deals a year. I want you guys to do the same thing very, very badly, if you can't tell. So tell me. I want to hear. I want to hear what's holding you guys back. I want to hear what excuses you have. I want to hear what you're overthinking. John says, this was a client/neighborhood. We were under contract in a short sale that dragged on, and I'm guessing that client backed out of the deal with you and then went and bought a property from someone else. Is that right, John? Said they were taking a break, so I did. I didn't follow up aggressively. Okay. Lisa says discipline is holding her back. Discipline is what is holding her back. It's what is basically, discipline is a whole other issue, Lisa. But I'll tell you, being disciplined is something inside of you. Like, you got to want your goal so bad that you'll do anything it takes to get it. That's where the discipline comes in. Like, for me, it's not that I get up and go to work every single day and work harder than everyone else and all that stuff. That's not the root of it. The root of it is that I do all that because I want where I want to be so bad, that I'll do anything for it. And so it's mindless whenever I'm going through the motions as far as when I get up and how hard I work. That just comes with the territory. Because I think a lot of people say, that the hard work, that's discipline. Like, doing it every day, doing what you're supposed to do on a daily, weekly, monthly basis is discipline. And that's true. But at the same time, for me, it boils down to what your why is. Why are you wanting to do it? And does it mean enough to you to do what it takes? Because discipline to me is different than you're doing what it takes to do what you need to do to get where you want to be. So make sure that you think about it really hard about why you're wanting to be where you want to be, and does it mean enough to you to do anything it takes to get there? I see you there, Daniel. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate you. What up, Bo? You guys type in and let me know what's holding you back. What are you overthinking? What are you making excuses about? I want to suffocate this. I want to get to the root of the problem for you guys, and make sure that you finish this show today and you start tomorrow a new day where you're not going to overthink your next step. You're just going to take your next step. Kathy says she's stuck. So I'm guessing, Kathy, that you're just kind of like plateaued out. You feel like you're in a rut. You feel like maybe you're doing all you can do, but you can't do anymore. Or maybe you're stuck in a routine where you only work 3 hours a day, but then you have something else that takes the rest of your time. Elaborate a little bit for me, Kathy, so I can really get deep with the root of the problem. John, let me go back to John real quick, and then I'll come back to you other guys about this buyer that went away. I don't know how many times I've said this, but when you lose a deal, keep moving forward, right? Let it sting for about a half a second. Think about what you learned from it, and realize you have all kinds of future time back that you don't have to spend on that deal anymore, and then move forward and go get 5 more deals during the same time that you would have spent on that deal. Bottom line, that's the only way to get ahead. If you're going to think, why did I lose that deal? I can't believe I lost that deal. Then you're never going to be a top producer, because that's just not how top producers think. They don't think about the ones that got away. They let the ones that got away go, and they focus on the ones that work. And they'll beat a deal to death until it does work. Right? But if it just is not going to work, or if a client moved to another agent, it's time to move on. Obviously, they found value somewhere else. They're more comfortable somewhere else. That's not your loss. That's your gain. You don't have to spend any more time on that person, and you learn something. On Instagram, I want real estate leads says, true, we lost over $5 million on BS that got away. That's what I'm saying. If I added it up, I've lost tens of millions over the past year or two. Tens of millions in deals. Tens of millions. I lost a $1.2 million listing 2 weeks ago. I did a video about it. I mean, losing deals is part of the game, guys. If you don't love losing deals, you don't love selling real estate. You're never going to be a top producer. Right? So focus on the people that want to do business with you. Business is all about, any business is all about this sea of clients, millions of people. It's your job to weed through them to find out who wants to work with you and who doesn't want to work with you. That's your job, is to find the ones you lost and to find the ones you win. But either way it goes, you win. When you lose, you win. When you win, you win. It's a win-win if you look at it the right way. Daniel says, I lose 2 deals a week and gain 4. I'll take it every week. That's what I'm talking about. Daniel's a top producing agent in Orlando, and he understands what I'm saying. He has a top producer mentality, and losing deals is part of this game. There's no way around it. If you don't love losing deals, you don't love selling real estate. Melissa says, letting personal problems and issues affect my mindset. Melissa, take this advice. Whenever you have something going on in your life that's personal, that's really getting to you, it's affecting your mindset, use work as therapy. Say, I'm going to go to work to get my mind off of all that. That's what I did. When I went through bad times in my life, I use work to get away from the things going on personally that's just affecting me. And yeah, it doesn't solve the problem, right? But I can use that energy to go further in my career. right? And it keeps my mind off of whatever bad's going on. And eventually bad things work themselves out. So you just need time to go by. So if you can use work to keep your mind off of it long enough for the problems to go away, and maybe it's not problems that can just go away, right? Understand that. Not every situation is the same, but understand what I'm saying and use it. Use work to get your mind off of it and focus. Focus on your work completely when you're at work. Get your mind off whatever bad's going on, and you know, watch your career grow, whether you're going through something bad in your life or not. Bo says, Ricky, we're good. We're doing good. Just need to pick up the phone call volume. I procrastinate those phone calls. Need to double the amount. I've been in your situation before, for sure, man, because I get so busy. I can't make all the calls I want to make. So I totally understand that. Now, if you're just procrastinating because you just don't want to make the calls and you just make up tasks for you to do to get around it and make excuses not to make calls, that's a whole other issue. So I don't know which one it is for you, right? But look, go ahead and queue up how many people you want to call in the dialing system, whatever one you're using, and just hit dial and block out everything else. Turn your emails off, turn your Facebook notifications off, turn everything off until those calls are made. It's as simple as that. These days it's a lot easier because you got the dialer and you can just make it happen. So use the dialer to your advantage, queue up how many calls you want to make, and then block out everything else in the world until you get done to accomplish the number of calls that you want to make. Period. What's up, Cousin Patrick? Sharon Powell says, started back working full-time job, finding time to do all the tasks. It's really tough, guys. Real estate's really tough when you're a part-time realtor. I understand. But listen, if you're a part-time realtor, you have a full-time job, and you want to make it in real estate, you want to succeed, you want to replace your job with real estate at some point, you now have two jobs. You have two full-time jobs. Around your day job, you're going to work every night, and then on your days off, you're going to work all day. So now you work 24/7 until you've replaced your income with real estate. That way you can do real estate full-time. That's the only way to do it. Now, if you have a family and you can't afford to take to work every night, talk to your family, tell them what your goals and dreams are, because it involves them as well, putting them in a better spot. And then compromise where you get 2 or 3 nights a week and they get 2 or 3 nights a week. Where you focus, where you have an agreement with them where they understand you're going to focus on this night and you're going to focus on them this night. Right? And then your days off, maybe you have 2 days off, maybe use one of them full-time real estate, the other for your family, but you got to work it out. You can't just work your day job and then not do real estate, because you're never going to make the transition. You have to work it like it's 2 jobs. Like when you have 2 jobs and you go to your day job, like I used to serve tables at night, and then I would get up the next day and roof houses. I would roof houses all day and then serve tables all night. I would roof houses till 5, and then I would run to the restaurant, serve tables from 6 to midnight every day. And then on my days off from roofing, I would go in and serve all day and all night. So it's the same thing. It's the same thing, guys. You're going to do your day job, and then you're going to do real estate on your time off. Carol's problem is fear of pissing someone off. Fear of rejection, fear of calling the wrong person. Do not call. Some days I have a handle on it. Other days, distractions and appointments that come up get me thrown off. Okay, guys, listen. I love this comment. And I just talked about the do not call list. Don't worry about the do not call list, because here's the thing. If you're using my phone scripts, you're not calling to sell them anything. You're not even calling to ask if they want to buy or sell anything. You're calling to see if there's something you can do to help them. You're calling to see if they want to stay in touch. You're calling to see how their day is going, right? You're calling them as if you're a friend or family, not a salesperson, not a telemarketer. So you got to get out of that worrying about the do not call list. I've never, ever had anybody question me about the do not call list. You know, say they're going to turn me in. How did I get there? I got people that say, how did you get my number? But I always just say online. I just go right into what I was saying. And even if they act weird, I just keep on going through my phone script, and they eventually get it. I'm not going to hurt them. I'm not going to do anything crazy. I want to help them. They can hear it in my voice. So if you're confident about the reasons and your intentions are good, then you don't have anything to worry about on that level. As far as distractions coming up and appointments throwing you off, that's fine. But here's where you're either going to make it or break it. If you have a goal that you want to make calls, let's say Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, and then an appointment comes up for you to show property Tuesday and you can't make your calls, or wait, I'm sorry, let's see, on Monday. If Monday rolls around, Sunday somebody calls you, wants to see property Monday, and you can't, you can't make your calls Monday because of the showings that you have to do, that's fine. Take care of the showings. Take care of the appointments. It's what you have to do, right? We're in this business to help people and do deals. So you have to do those things, right? But here's where the magic happens. The magic happens when you don't let that distract you and throw your whole week off. You know, you want to turn around and say, okay, I did that Monday. I'm going to get right back on my calls Tuesday. That's where the magic happens, is you don't let it get you thrown off for the whole week. You can allow appointments to throw you off for the day, but do not let them get you thrown off for the whole week. Get right back on your routine and understand you're going to do this every single week. Every single week. This is just normal routine. Is whatever schedule you line up to make your calls and to do your thing, that's forever, right? So you can allow it to let you get thrown off for a day, but not a whole week. Get right back on track the next day. My man Vic says everything is for dual purpose. Guys, dual purpose is something that it's a term that I came up with that I've been thinking a lot lately. And it's where everything you do has more than one intention, more than one reason, more than one purpose when you go after it. It's like when you're circle prospecting around a listing, you're calling to try to spread the word that you just got this listing to see if you can sell it. But at the same time, you're calling to see if there's anything you can do to help them and maybe create a lifelong relationship with these other owners around your listing. That's dual purpose. It's like tomorrow, right? Tomorrow, I'm going to make cold calls. I'm going to go live for the coaching members, the ZTD. And so it's dual purpose. It's actually way more than dual purpose because I'm calling up 2 buildings. An agent in my office has a buyer for 2 buyers, 1 for each of the buildings. I'm going to call the buildings. So I'm calling for that buyer. That's one purpose. Then if I don't find a seller, I'm going to try to create relationships with the people I'm talking to for long-term business with them later. That's another purpose. And I'm going to record the whole thing for coaching members. That's another purpose. I'm helping you guys while I'm growing my business at the same time tomorrow. I'm going to grow my business in so many different directions because I'm trying to help a buyer find the property they want while trying to grow my long-term business through creating relationships with the people I'm talking to. So absolutely, Vic, dual purpose all the way. I'm going to be talking a lot about dual purpose because I'm really excited about that idea. I love it. John says, true that, Ricky. Right. When that happens, when that happened, I received a call from a cash buyer on one of my listings for $500. John's saying he lost a buyer, and then that deal went away, and then he got a deal for $500,000. So you just don't look back. You take 1 second when you lose a deal, and let it sting for like half a second, and you think for the other half a second, what did I learn from this? And then take the energy of being disappointed that you lost the deal and make it create a fire inside of you and go get 5 more deals. During the same time that what it took you to complete the transaction you lost, go get 5 more deals. That's what I love. What do you use to find phone numbers online? Melissa asks. Red X. My coaching program is focused around Red X. There's phone scripts. There's videos of me making phone calls. There's a 90-day action plan, a 30-day action program. There's all kinds of content there for you to take and use and dominate your market, just like I'm dominating mine in my coaching program. But Red X is how we do it. Dana says, love the content. The light bulb just went off. Dual purpose. I'm telling you guys, you can use dual purpose, the dual purpose mentality for anything. And when you have dual purpose for everything you do, it's like you have a backup plan in case the primary purpose that you have for that specific action falls through. It's like you have a safety net. You have a backup plan in case that doesn't work out. Well, look what you did get, because you were going for 2 or 3 different things at the same time. And so when you have that mentality, you're able to fully commit. You're able to fully commit to every situation because you know you're going to win. Even if you don't get the buyer you were looking for, you're still going to create all these relationships. Or let's say you're showing property to a buyer. See, I never get pre-qual letters. I never get pre-qual letters from buyers. I don't care if they're pre-qualified or not. If I decided to take a buyer on, I'm taking the relationship on, not the deal. So I'm going to spend as much time as they need. If I decided to take them on, if I refer them out, I refer them out. But if I take them on, then I'm committed to them as people, not them as a transaction. So when I'm showing them property, maybe they can't afford what we're looking at, or maybe they're never going to buy, right? I don't care because it's dual purpose. My dual purpose is even if they don't buy, I've created a relationship where they may buy later or they may refer people to me. You'd be amazed at the buyers that I've showed property to that have never bought, that referred people to me within the same 2 or 3 week period that I showed them property. It's amazing what happens when you focus on relationship versus transaction. It is amazing the things that come out of that when you're not trying to, when you're not trying to go for the kill, go for the close, get them to sign the dotted line. It's amazing what happens when you're low pressure, when you're dependable, hardworking, professional. It's amazing what happens, the way people look at you, the way that people perceive you and feel comfortable with you and want to do business with you and want to refer people to you. It is amazing where your business can go. So, yeah, Zeno says my feed is breaking up. I don't know if now it could be on you guys' end. It might be on my end. You know how all this internet stuff is. So anyway, guys, this has been amazing. Like I said, tomorrow I'm going to do some cold calling. Man, I'm going to call maybe 200 people tomorrow. I don't know. I haven't seen how many actual owners are in the buildings I'm going to call. I'm going to be researching all that tomorrow morning and get it all set up, get it all queued in so that I can triple dial a couple buildings and really go to town. So I'm really excited to do it, to try to find a buyer for this agent, to try to create some more relationships for the future, and to also let you guys see me in action. It's going to be fun, super fun. Well, guys, if you're just tuning in, let me know if you have any questions real quick. This episode was absolutely about not overthinking things and just taking action, right? Not worrying about everything being just perfect, because no matter how much you prepare, you're always going to run into sticky situations where people catch you off guard. It's going to happen every single time, no matter how much you prepare. So why would you prepare at all? Just go. Just go. Use the phone scripts. Relationship over transaction. Help people. Take action. Just do. We were talking, me and Blake were talking about it in the truck today. We're talking about it because I messaged Grant Cardone and he messaged me back. And we kind of went back and forth, and I think I'm going to go to Vegas and see him. sometime soon, and I think I'm going to get to maybe, you know, hang out with him for a bit or something like that. But, you know, I'm doing the daily vlog. I'm doing the Q&A show for you guys. I'm doing the coaching program. I'm selling 100 properties a year. I'm doing it. I don't overthink it. I just do. Do I make a lot of mistakes? Yes. I make mistakes all the time. I spend money that I shouldn't spend on stuff, on advertising, and I try different things all the time. It's part of it. You have to try everything to figure out what works and what doesn't work. That's what business is. You find out what clients want to work with you and who don't want to work with you. And in marketing, you figure out what works and what doesn't work. In sales, you figure out what works and what doesn't work. You have to go through the process. So don't overthink it. Just take action. You have to talk to people to make sales. You know, conversation is key. And let the rest just fall in place. Don't worry about it. Worrying will kill you, right? Worrying is, 90% of the stuff you worry about will never happen. So worrying is a killer. Worrying, excuses, overthinking, all these things are going to take you down. So let me know, guys, if you have any questions. If not, I'm going to call it a day and get back to work. I got some contracts to tend to. And some people I need to call back and stuff of that nature, but I don't mind hanging out for a few more minutes if you guys got any questions. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This has been an amazing ride so far, the ZTD ride. Really been having a good time with it. You know, I can't say enough about how humbled I am with everybody's comments and just sharing the love and people's results. You know, the books, the reviews on the books, the reviews on the coaching program. It's all just very, very humbling. Oh, and by the way, guys, I am doing another 30-day Jumpstart program starting in November because there's a chapter in my first book, Zero to Diamond, that's called Champions Are Made in the Off-Season. And I truly believe that when it's busy, you make all the sales, but when it's slow, that's when you actually grow your business, grow your database, grow your relationship base with property owners. So I'm going to do a 30-day Jumpstart program in November where we're going to take you step by step exactly how I handle my off season and how I position myself going into the next year to be able to do better than I did the year before. Every year since the market crash, I've done better and better and better. My income has went up every year since the market crash. So, and I've done it through the off season. I work just as hard in the off season or harder than I do during the busy season. And I'm going to take you guys through that process. So I'm excited about that. That starts in November. I've posted a link on the group, so you guys can check that out if you want to. Anyway, guys, I guess we'll call it a day. If there's something I can do for you, please let me know. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. And I'll hang out for another 30 seconds if anybody's typing a question in. Much love to everybody. I'm going through the same struggles that you guys go through day in and day out, trying to figure out where my next sale's coming from, where my next listing's coming from, showing property to buyers who will never buy, going to listing appointments that they choose other realtors. JD says, Ricky's points here are worth repeating over and over. Repetition is the mother of learning. And for those of us who fight these hesitations, repeat Ricky's repeatedly. Be afraid not to make mistakes. Just make them. Thank you, Ricky. JD is a special guy from the Chicago area. He's an agent. I think this show really kind of hits home maybe for him because I think he overthinks a lot of things. And so big shout out to you, JD. Maybe, I don't know if you watched the whole show, but go back and watch the beginning of it where I talk about the overthinking part and the making excuses and, worrying and stuff like that, because you're going to be in situations all the time. There's nothing you can do about that. So I appreciate you guys. We'll talk to you real soon. Let me know if there's something I can do for you. And much love to the ZTD.